Madhuri.
Uh, Hi,
So,
ma'am.
good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
So, tell us about yourself.
I am Madhuri, ma'am. I am from the Kakinada city of Kakinada district. I have completed my schooling in Kakinada and I have graduated from NIT Nagpur. I have completed my graduation in the stream of chemical engineering. And ma'am, later I have also worked in Jindal Steels as junior manager for 2 years in the quality assurance department.
Okay.
And since then, I've been preparing for civil services examinations, and my hobbies include heritage tourism, and I'm also interested in
Heritage tourism.
yes, ma'am,
That's
heritage
quite
tourism.
interesting, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And I'm also interested in drawing artworks like mandalas, wallis,
Okay.
and I also like reading non-fiction literature, ma'am.
So, who is your favorite author,
Uh,
Madhuri?
the recent times I've been reading quite a lot of Arundhati Roy ma'am's books, and I'm
Okay.
quite fascinated by her style of criticism.
Uh, what type of criticism?
She tries to project the societal issues in a more easy way so that everybody understands what exactly is happening with the people.
So, have you read God of Small Things? I think
I've
he's.
read few chapters till the Papachi's Mooth I have completed, ma'am.
Okay.
Later on, I didn't have time to
But
read
that
the book.
was a book which has got a lot of fame and recognition, right?
She got the Booker Prize in
Yes,
1997 for
yeah.
that book.
So, that was the first time even I heard about her. So, that.
I have read her Broken Republic book that has also quite a lot caught my attention and made me understand the problems of tribals in the left wing extremist areas.
So, do you think are we having extremism in Andhra Pradesh still?
It has been reduced like almost. It has. We can say it is almost reduced in Andhra Pradesh by the work of greyhounds and the very active police measures.
You say that left-wing extremism is controlled by policing, but
Uh,
I don't think so, Madhuri, because policing measures have been there for long. We used to have one greyhound, especially to
Greyhounds.
control left-wing extremism, but that did not control the extremist activities for long. So after bifurcation of the state, if you see in Telangana, it has almost, which was a part of parcel of the red colored district in the country. Now there is no extremism. It was started after Naxalbari. It was in Telangana where the movement was in force a lot. So now no, there is no extremism. How do you justify that policing has controlled the extremist activities?
Ma'am, I believe it is coupled with the government schemes being
Yes, yes.
penetrated more into the red corner districts. So people got empowered, people got enlightened, and they believed government can also improve their lives and not they do not need to depend on the left wing extremism policies and ideologies to come into the mainstream development stage.
Yes.
So police help to bring awareness and penetrate the schemes inside the red corner districts, ma'am.
So it is only the carrot which works at the long term, not the stick actually.
Okay.
So that's how I feel. So when, as you have spoken, like how the developmental activities can impact the lives of the people. So we are having like Jagananna's nine Navaratnalu.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
which is your favorite? You can say
Uh,
like, and you have already heard about the sustainable developmental goals.
yes, ma'am.
So how you, if you can relate one of your favorite goal with one of the sustainable developmental goals, we can actually understand like how it can impact a citizen of Andhra Pradesh.
Yes, ma'am.
Especially you are from Kolasima district. You know it's a rural district, and it is also having a few tribal belts.
Yes, ma'am.
So how do you justify that?
Out of the nine Navratnas, ma'am, I personally believe education is very important and it can be considered on par as essential need as basic needs for living. In the present day, education drives development. So, out of the nine Navaratna schemes, I believe the fee reimbursement for the students, which is through Jaganana Vidya Divina, and the Ammavadi program, through which education is being encouraged and dropout rates are being reduced in Andhra Pradesh, is my personal favorite program. Because of that, even mothers are being encouraged to like maintain the attendance rate of the students to 75 percentage, and also to ensure a year long attendance, they are also not giving it in a one time payment. So every 3 months mothers has to ensure, and they have to check with the teacher the attendance percentage, and they try to send the child to the school regularly. So it is increasing the child education percentage in Andhra Pradesh. And through fee reimbursement, there are many disadvantaged section people in our Andhra Pradesh who are not able to afford education. So this fee reimbursement is a great boon for them. And also Jagananna Vasati Divana program is also helping to afford their boarding and lodging expenses. So education has become like easily reachable thing for even poor section of people. So I believe this education schemes are I believe these are very important schemes among the Navaratnas.
So is the literacy rate increased after this?
But not in a considerably great scale, ma'am. We
So
have
what
lot
are
to
the
do.
backlogs? So you are telling that we are giving 15,000 rupees and people are being encouraged to send their wards to the schools. But what is a gap? What is a bottleneck? What is stopping people from actually going to the schools even after free reimbursement or whatever you said, Amavadi scheme? So what actually we should do to get the people send their wards to the school, back to school program? And why is our literacy rate is not increasing on par with what UN standards has recommended?
Okay.
So
Ma'am,
what
would
are
you
the,
allow me a moment to reframe my
please. Yeah, sure.
points? Thank you for allowing me a moment to use my space, ma'am. So firstly, I believe uh, to like encourage people to sending schools, they should have already bypassed this poverty phase. Poverty is still widespread in Andhra Pradesh, even though we have like recorded a increased growth in reducing poverty levels. Still, there is widespread poverty in many districts of Andhra Pradesh. So, people, while they are already suffering with poverty, education is a luxury for them. They cannot afford to send their children to the school. Even though government is giving them money, there are many other auxiliary expenses associated with sending their children to schools. So, firstly, it is poverty. Other than poverty, the people, they believe if they like take their children along with them to the work, like in the labor and all, they believe the son can be also assisting them in providing livelihood to the family. So they believe instead of investing in education, they believe they can use the son as a daughter as
Yes,
a.
yes. So we need to change the mindset of the people first, so that they will actually send their children to the schools or colleges, especially the girl child, because we are only providing education only up to 12th standard. After 12th, we are not having any to support them in degree or in BTech. I suppose there are certain fee reimbursement, but people are not being encouraged to that. So we have to change the mindset, as you said.
Exactly, ma'am. Awareness. Parents should be encouraged to send the children to
Yeah,
their
it's
schools,
not only
especially
for employment, it is for their overall
child's
development or
internal
growth.
development.
So maybe our people should, the CDPOs or whoever are there, they should also go and encourage and visit people to educate them to to come out to send their wards to the. I think almost now this upcoming generation, almost everyone are sending their children to schools.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks to the government schemes, actually.
Yes, that is true. Yes.
So you have studied your graduation from NIT Nagpur, right?
Yes, sir.
So who are the noted alumni in your institute?
So, Kelkar sir, who is the
Yes.
sir, I'm sorry, sir. I'm not able to remember the company. His company.
Hemant Karkare.
Kelkar sir is one of the
He is the
most
chief of the
important.
anti-terrorist squad who has martyred
Yes.
during the 2611 attacks. So why the year 2022 is most important for India's efforts for counter-terrorism?
Okay. So, year 2022 is important for India. Firstly, we are a member of Shanghai Cooperation Organization, which mainly concentrates on eliminating and working like collectively along with the other nations on eradicating the anti-terrorism operations. So, we are members of the SCO organization. So we have a greater role and we have a greater say in eradicating the anti-terror operations. Along with that, this year we are also being the chair role of G20 presidency. So we can coordinate with the global south and other nations and put forward our ideas to reduce the anti-terror operations and give our innovative solutions to reduce the anti-terrorism in India and other nations abroad. So this 2022 year is a crucial year for anti-terrorism detection programs.
So have you heard about No Money for Terror? A conference on No Money for Terror has been organized at Delhi.
So I heard about it, but I'm not able to recall what explicitly it is.
So you can generalize it. What is in No Money for Terror?
So I believe it is to reduce the terror funding activities in countries which are affected with terrorism. So maintaining stringent laws to reduce the terror funding activities, identifying the terror funding sources and cutting off them.
Recently, the Minister for Roads and Highways, Mr. Nitin Gadkari, has said that the transformation has to be from Annadata to Urjadata. The farmers' transformation has to be from Annadata to Urjadata. Have you heard about it?
I'm sorry, sir, I did not hear about it.
Okay. So he's talking about ethanol economy. So can you elaborate what an ethanol economy, how ethanol economy helps farmers in earning more or for sustainable development or for the direct impact on the Indian economy?
Okay, sir. So ethanol has a vast potential to be one of the biodiesel biofuels. So by encouraging ethanol can be produced from sources like first generation, second generation fuels, out of which food crops is one of the primary sources through which biofuels can be generated, like thrash of sugar canes, potato mash and all. So by encouraging farmers to cultivate this, they can have an extra source of livelihood. They can make money from those sources, and ethanol is also globally a very advantageous than the conventional fossil fuels. It doesn't affect more as much as the fossil fuels and the greenhouse gas emitting fossil fuels does. So it helps the sustainable development goals to reach in the forms of clean energy, life underwater, life on earth. So ethanol can be a major driving factor to improve the livelihood of farmers and bringing in the development of achieving of sustainable development goals.
So what target does India has for this ethanol blending in order to achieve the clean transition technologies?
So by 2025, I don't remember exact the year, sir, we have to achieve 10% blending. We have already achieved it, sir. So we are working to improve more so that ethanol, using ethanol in the vehicles can also improve the life of vehicles.
We have started a new bioethanol factory in Andhra Pradesh. Where is it? Kripco has started it. A new plant has come up in Andhra Pradesh.
I do not remember the place.
It has come up in Nellore, and to correct you, it is 20% of blending.
Okay.
Ethanol should be blended only 20%, and it can never be an alternative to your original fossil fuels. You can only blend ethanol.
Okay.
You cannot actually
completely use it,
run a machine on bioethanol, because your engine has to be modified. So that it supports only up to 20%.
So as you are in Maharashtra for 4 years for your studies,
yes,
in graduation, so can you throw a light on the present ongoing political crisis impact and the Indian political dynamics of Maharashtra?
Okay, sir. So if we talk about the political dynamics currently happening in Maharashtra, we shall have to go back to days when the rise of Bal Thackeray was in very much of light. So he was the person who brought this Shiv Sena party into the national field, and this Shiv Sena party has instilled the seeds of Maratha flavor in minds of Maratha people. So they have intense feeling of Marathaness. So they fight for that Maratha feeling, and the power politics are happening very frequently in Maharashtra, so that frequent change of chief ministers, employing more deputy chief ministers in one role, it is creating administrative confusions. Like more and more people are coming in for one role in the legislative and executive roles. So,
So how is it impacting the governance?
yes, sir. So one government is in rule for one period of time, and as the government changes, all the schemes which have been brought by the government will be revoked. People will be left like the beneficiaries will be affected, which have been availing the schemes which have been implemented by the previous government.
So now can you say that the stable government in Andhra Pradesh or the Telangana is governing better than the Maharashtra government?
So I would say better than Maharashtrian government, because we are like continuously being able to avail the schemes. It's like in Maharashtra for 2 years, Thackeray sir's government was in rule, and then chief minister got changed. So as the governments keep changing swiftly, people will be in a like abyss. They're left directionless. They will have to change their policies again and again. So in comparison to Maharashtra, definitely Andhra Pradesh is doing well in implementation of social schemes.
As there is an unofficial paralysis in the administration, it is better to have a stable government than that.
Yes, sir, exactly.
So how do you deal with this anti-defection laws, 10th schedule, especially which came to prominence because of this split party politics in Maharashtra?
So anti-defection laws will restrict people from changing the political parties on randomly. Like if people elected in one party, they cannot change after being elected, and they cannot jump into another political party. But what is happening in Maharashtra is people, the MLAs are overnight changing their political parties, and which is distracting the lead role in governance. So to strengthen the anti-defection laws, even the group defections should also be not be made acceptable. Even group defection should also be completely penalized. They should not be allowed. So that way we can strengthen the 10th schedule of constitution.
So time to time changing of the statutes.
Yes, sir.
Actually, I want to. You have studied in a very premier institute in NIT Warangal, and you come from a rural district, but you have achieved good academics, and finally you got a job in Jindal Steel Works.
Yes, sir.
And you have studied chemical engineering.
Yes, sir.
In Nagpur. So that is a very good background. So why do you think that this you are coming from technical background to this again in a generalistic this thing? So why you want to come into these services?
So firstly, ever since my childhood, I've always wanted to be a part of civil services. So the reasons behind it are, I have been very personally associated and of course personally experienced the problems the most vulnerable and disadvantaged sections of society are facing. So having been a part of the problems, I very much understand and of course realize the importance of interventions of a civil servant, public servant, be it an ITDA PO officer or a district collector, and bringing the changes and improvements to the lives of people. So now, by entering public services and being a civil servant, I want to be a part of solutions. So I want to be the change that I wanted to see.
You have seen from your childhood, let's say.
Yes. So firstly, as I've already mentioned, education is very much essential thing. We have faced problem in enrolling ourselves in schools because I hail from the Maredamalli village, where there were no high schools for girls also. Even my siblings had to enroll in a boys APTWR school for availing education facilities. So there is no proper healthcare. We frequently used to fall victim to malaria. So education, healthcare, and there is no proper connectivity, sir. We have to walk along the ghat roads to reach our schools. So these are the problems we faced in our childhood.
So you are facing problem from
I think you're
childhood.
from Kakinada, ma'am.
I have stayed there for 6 years, ma'am, in my childhood. But after my father expired, we have shifted to the Kakinada district.
Oh, so you originally are from Maredamalli area.
Yes, ma'am.
So, but you have selected this thing as a technical background. You could have directly, by this time you should have attempted so many times civil services or APPSC exams. Are you writing APPSC exams continuously or just when you have started your preparation?
So I have graduated in 2019. So this is the first time I'm writing the APPSC exam, sir.
Last time you got the chance to write.
Yes, sir. But prior to this, I have given 2 attempts of UPSC Civil Services examinations, sir, but which I could not go through, like, pass it.
So
So.
what do you think the reason you went to interview or you have?
No, sir, I could not go past the prelims.
So what is the prelims now? Why you think that you could not do it?
So the first attempt
Because
being,
everything, see, why I am asking this is because whatever you are doing, you should know what is your failures and your successes. Is thing. So,
yes, I have did a self-analysis, and out of my self-analysis, I have understood that I have given my first attempt of 2022 just after quitting my job in 5 months. So I was not prepared enough. Just to have a feel of the examination, I sat for the exam and I could not do well, sir. But for the second attempt, I unfortunately failed to clear the exam because of so many like minor mistakes which
so
like
now you
led me to failure.
you are fully equipped with preparation, or do you think it is still required?
I believe I have done preparation, but I know I have more to do to get past to the upper level, sir. So, and I'm working on it, sir.
So what is your role as a and you worked as a junior manager in Jindal Steel Works for 2 years.
Yes, sir.
So what is your role and can you explain what you do in your office?
Yes, sir. So, I've worked as a junior manager in Jindal Steels for 2 years in the Department of Quality Assurance, sir. So, the Department of Quality Assurance is basically at the downstream. So, we deliver the products to the customers. Our product is hot round coils. So, which are delivered from right from the top stages from SMS to the rolling mill and then to the coil yard. So, we go for visual inspection of surface defects and the internal defects through chemical analysis, and we make sure we are abiding by the customer requirements and specifications. Each customer has a specific requirement and the fragility, ductility, and we have to make sure we are maintaining the proper chemical composition so that customer can use the product we deliver for whatever the applications is intended to do. So that is the main purpose, sir. That is.
In steel production, what is the status of our country?
So right now India is the second largest producer of steel in the world, sir. We have the potential to become the first, but like there's a huge difference between Japan and ours. So in few years we hope we can. But in Andhra Pradesh, I think we can become like recently the Jindal steel plant has been like inaugurated in Kadapa district. So we can improve our and tap the potential of steel making in from Andhra Pradesh district itself.
So what is this new uproar over Kadapa steel factory?
Yes, sir, I approve of it because industrial development is always essential to bring the overall development. It is like a center of development. With industry, there comes human development, there comes skill, there comes manpower, and all the aspects of development will like experience a raise with industry. And Kadapa is already a water strained area. So by instead of like, so if it is in a water strain area, we are forced to search for alternate sources of investment and tapping the potential of development. So industries can be a great source for areas such as Rayalaseema where there is water deficit. So industries, I believe this Kadapa steel plant can bring overall development in the Rayalaseema regions.
The question is why there is agitation against Kadapa steel plant. What is uproar? Why people are against it? Are you aware of it?
I am not aware of it.
It has come down in today's newspaper.
Yes,
so you can just go through it. Today's Andhra Jyoti paper it has come.
I've gone through the Hindu paper and I did.
Yeah, it has.
Fine, very good.